Can I paint this landscape in 10 minutes or less? We are about to find out. I am Casey Hope from Pizzazz Art Studio, and I love doing these 10-minute challenges to show you that you don't have to have a ton of time to create awesome art. So I'm about to set the timer. I'm going to time myself and see if I can paint this in 10 minutes or less. You're going to get to watch along, follow it, do it with us if you'd like, and then we are giving one of you a prize if I do it. All right. So all you got to do to be entered is make sure you comment, like this channel, and make sure you are subscribed to this YouTube channel. So here we go. I am going to take myself out of the video. All right, going to set my timer over here and go. All right, so this happens to be one of my most favorite places in Honduras. We go to Honduras quite often. I'm going to just kind of draw out kind of a rectangle that's going to be my border of what I'm going to stay inside of. I'm going to be very quick, but we go to Honduras every single year, and it is just one of my favorite places. And this is the view from the front porch looking out. So basically, I looked at a picture from my camera roll, and this is a very loose drawing of what I see when I'm sitting on the porch in Honduras, looking out, having my coffee, looking at the mountains. Just going to kind of put in a few different things here. All right, so I know this is sketched out very lightly. That's because I'm doing watercolor and I don't want it to be super dark. I am going to come back in with just a little bit of marker before I start painting, and so that you can see it a little bit better. All right, so I'm not going to have exact outlines. I don't want that. I just want a little bit of definition. This is that fence that keeps the animals back there. We don't want them coming up on our porch. All right. A lot of them do, but not the cows. All right, so as you see, this is not any kind of perfect drawing. We're not trying to be perfect when we are doing something in 10 minutes, okay? So I'm going to pull this over. I'm going to pull this here. All right, and check my time. So far, so good. All right, so let's start with the sky first. I'm going to wet that sky a good bit and then drop in some different color. So this is just a lot of wetness. And I'm going to start dropping in some different yellows, oranges, purples. Some of it's already almost too. Maybe a little bit of orange into that. Maybe a little bit of red too. I wet it first so that all of this is going to be kind of, the wet on wet technique will look very foggy, not exact. Like I'm not painting an exact cloud. All the colors will kind of just go together. You can always come back in after it's dry. If some of the colors you want to kind of make a little bit more prominent. Some of these areas I'd like to lift off with a paper towel. I just simply forgot to bring a paper towel in here. So I'm going to have to go as is. All right, next up, I'm headed down. Let's see, I'm going to do a little bit of the kind of the blue on these mountains. I don't want to touch the sky too much. Because like, see right there how it'll start to bleed together. Now I will come back and add layers on this, but this is just kind of first layer there. I'm quickly laying down my first layers everywhere. Oh my goodness, I'm about halfway through. I gotta speed this up. All right, get me some greens. Okay, in between this fence, I'm not trying to be perfect at all. I'm just trying to give like quick illusion of the fence. If I had more time, yes, I could be more detailed. But when I'm just trying to put paint on the paper, because sometimes that's the hardest thing, isn't it? Sometimes just getting started is the hardest thing. And if you can sit down and just tell yourself, hey, let me just do this for 10 minutes, what usually happens? One, you're surprised at what you can do in 10 minutes, but also another kind of cool thing is it makes you want to keep going. Whereas it may have been a little bit hard to sit down and do it before, the act of sitting down and just telling yourself it's just for 10 minutes. Gets you in the groove to where you can do a lot more. And I've seen that true for a whole lot of different things, not just painting. Just kind of tell yourself, okay, I can do anything for a few minutes and then just commit to those few minutes. And then oftentimes it opens up a whole lot of just kind of drive and motivation and excitement about the thing that you were doing. Okay, so just put a little bit of the darker color on these edges. We don't have too long to go super deep into all the whys and hows and everything, but you can see a lot. You can learn a lot, even if I'm not explicitly saying it. You can learn a lot just by kind of watching what I'm doing here, how I'm layering color on top of each other. Going to come back in with some of this purple, kind of at the top of this. Maybe come back in with a little bit of them. That's needs to be blended a bit. Come back in with a little bit of this green. Oh, that's a lot darker than I thought. I'm gonna add some water to that. Gonna hit this with the blow dryer real quick. Found a napkin back behind me. I'm about to dab some of this. Okay, so I'm going to, let's see, I thought I had a smaller brush around here. I know I did. There we go. Okay, with this smaller brush, I'm just going to kind of scribble in this tree just a bit. I will leave some white intentionally. Maybe even do a little bit of a blue while it's wet, because that blue with that green will kind of create a little bit of a darker tone. Come in with a little bit of that brown. Start to layer with that small brush in areas. See, this is the exact same color, but it's just a new layer, so it looks darker. We let that first layer dry, coming back on top of it. I really want a little bit more contrast up here in the mountains too. And again, because this is dry, I don't have to be as careful about it touching the sky, because everything's dry, so it's not going to bleed together. So I added that dark on, and then I'm going to get my plain water on this brush and just kind of blend it. Come back in. Again, this is the same color. It's just another layer. Oh, no, look. Okay, I've still got a minute, y'all. I got a minute. I'm feeling good. Now, I can see that I like the top version a little bit better, because I did take longer on that when I was doing the original one, but for 10 minutes, I'm pretty happy. This is just an old dirt road. Lots of people walk up and down it. So I want to just kind of layer in several of those kind of dirt colors. And I kind of want that center to be a little bit lighter. Let's see. I've got a few seconds left. This is not a have to, but I'm kind of just wanting to see if I can lighten this up just a bit. Just a bit. Adding water and dabbing it. All right, y'all. There we have it. We did it. I have not heard my timer go off yet. So I think we are good. We did it. 10 minutes or less. We were able to paint. Let me just turn my timer off over here. There we go. There we go. We were able to sketch out a landscape of a place that is near and dear to my heart, and add some watercolor, layer some watercolor, do some wet on wet in there, lifting off. I mean, lots of little things. And one of the keys to this also is to work a little bit small. So when you're doing quick studies, working small is really helpful. So for example, this sketchbook is a whole page. I didn't do the whole page. This sketchbook that I have here, these are kind of like half pages, and I love these. And this is what I take. You may have seen the video we did not too long ago with this is just a fountain downtown. So I love taking this this and filling it up with places that I love, and just adding peace and play to my everyday. So if you give it a try, we would love to see. Remember, we love giving prizes. Every time that I make my goal of 10 minutes or less, we send one of you a fun prize, something from our Happy Mail. We send out Happy Mail to our members in our lettering club every single month, and we've got some of that left over that we would love to send to you too. So all you got to do is leave a comment, like the video, and make sure you are subscribed, and share this with a friend. If you know somebody who would love being inspired with 10-minute little quick 10-minute challenges, send them our channel, because we have tons. We've been doing this for about a year now of 10-minute videos to where you can pick up your paints and supplies and go at it and just have fun in 10 minutes. All right, y'all, that is it for today. I'll see y'all next time. See ya.